the MKT Show on Cliff Central Sport. Good to be here. You know, it's Wednesday. I woke up this morning thinking, could my life get any better? And I went for a workout this morning and I thought to myself, it feels good to be here. And then I thought my day couldn't get any better. And then I had some meetings with some people and that went well. And now I got to work. And then Karabo was here and James was here. And then one of our fellow compatriots, Michael, was here. You know, you get to work, you see people doing well, working hard, hustling, bustling, and you think to yourself, the world is as it should be, you know? It's just good to be alive. Manchester City winning the title yesterday, sending shudders across Manchester, crushing Man United's hopes forevermore. They are nothing, we are everything. Pep Guardiola, 3-4, baby. Liverpool fans, are they a dynasty? What a lie that was. So this is the stuff that's happening. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I think City and Chelsea are well set up. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Bayern Munich are not a good model. Bayern Munich and Barcelona, English clubs should not be trying to replicate that. It is an anomaly and you're stupid if you think it can be done. I'm going to tell you why. But I'm not alone. I'm with coffee influencer. Great beard guy. He's wearing a swag snood today. He allegedly has a girlfriend who loves him. He drives his snooty sports car to the middle of nowhere to visit her. Love is a wonderful thing. He's got a mother who loves him, she lives at the coast. She says she loves him, but she couldn't wait to move 1,000 kilometers away from him. Her choice. I'm just saying what happened. And she is living now on the coast of South Africa. Says she loves him, but I don't know. Great hair. Nerd, douchebag, Jurgen Klopp glasses. Superb beard. James Ellingsley. James, what's up, pal? How you doing?
Good Lord, that was an introduction, huh? Goodness.
Yeah.
I'm semi-flattered and semi-triggered.
Yeah, because you just realized my mom says she loves me, but she moved 1,000 k's away, or... Because that's kind of tough if you've never thought about it. Do you know what I mean? You've never actually thought.
You know why I've never thought about it? Because I know it's not true.
All right. James, good to have you, man. Good to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
To your left, I mean, a man who, it's his second day on the show. All right. He completely just ignored everything his mother's done for him in his life by not pitching up to Mother's Day lunch on Sunday. Fine. That's just a small part of who he is. That's not everything about him. Just didn't pitch up. Doesn't care. Quite frankly, it means nothing to him. But he's a good guy. As he gets older, you see, it's so weird to... I don't know if you have any nieces and nephews, James. Although you're basically still in the testicle, really. You're so young, you know? You're still a semen swimming around in someone's testicle, really. You're so young. I can't imagine any of your nieces and nephews are actually old enough for you to have watched them grow. Like, I've seen Karabo grow from like 4 years old to what he is now, and he's swaggy now, and now he has a personality, and now he's a human being. He's got the dreads and all of that going. He's got an opinion, loves movies. Questionable whether he loves his mom, who's a great person, but I don't want to keep bringing that up. Just all around good guy, looking handsome nowadays. Karabo, how old are you now? 20, huh?
Yeah.
Karabo is somebody who is I consider him family. He is family. And are you 20? At 20, when do people get married?
When do people get married?
Yeah.
When they please? I don't...
I'm with him on this one. How do you answer that question?
Right. I'm not answering that question.
You're not willing to be pulled into that, huh?
We can do this. Do this.
You're 20 now. See, I've watched Karabo grow from, baby, awkward teenage years, and now he's a put together, grown up with a full on opinion. It's awesome to see that. And now I'm just thinking, I'm looking at Karabo, I'm like, damn it. I think he's more handsome than me. That's a problem. I'll never invite him to lunch.
Is it really?
Oh, it's a problem for me. No, it's not about you. It's about me.
Okay.
So I'll never take him out for lunch, or him taking me out for lunch. I'll have to bring a third party, somebody who's not as good looking as me, and then I'll be the second best looking person there. That's a huge problem for me. You know what I'm saying, James?
It just means he can be a great wingman.
For who?
You.
No, but then he very quickly, it becomes very clear. It'll be like me saying, Idris Elba's my wingman. That's a terrible move. because Idris Elba very quickly becomes the main act here. I'm a support cast. I don't like that.
Yeah, but with Idris Elba being the main act, that means he snaps up a girl faster. So for the rest of the night, he's just kind of schmoozing the girl, and then he's got the opportunity to schmooze up girls for you.
First of all, James, women are not possessions. I mean,
absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that was what did they woke people say? Toxic masculinity. First of all, I mean, jeez. Hope your girlfriend doesn't listen to this show, and you think women are possessions, that you schmooze. It's unbelievable.
I mean, if she does, it'll be a good cup of coffee.
It will be.
I'm not saying anything.
Does your girlfriend know that you hold these positions in life, James? That you think she's just somebody to be schmoozing?
I'm not saying anything.
How long have you been with your lady, James?
Probably just over a year.
This is an awkward way for her to find out that you have these thoughts. You know what I mean? It probably something she would have liked to find out in private. You guys can discuss it. Now it's all over the internet. Tough times. Tough times never last.
Tough times never last.
Only tough people do. Got a heartbreak for you. Manchester City yesterday. What are you thinking? Are you in the fetal position, crying like a baby? As Pep, without playing, lifts the Premier League for third time in 4 years.
They deserve to win. No complaints. It's a fair game.
It's a fair game. 9 seasons now, Manchester United have gone. So you're basically Tottenham on a budget now, is what people are saying.
Who are these people, and where can I kill them?
It's out there.
Okay.
It's out there. See, I knew there was some anger underneath. He wants to kill the people.
I was about to say, I'm not so sure I'm comfortable sitting on this side of the table.
Having said that, James, lots of talk about Liverpool's a dynasty, the greatest team of all time, the greatest champions of all time. Well, that's all rubbish now. We know that.
Was that a thing that was being said?
Liverpool fans saying Virgil van Dijk, Sergio Ramos, basically, because of one good season. Well, that's a lie.
He had an incredible season. I'm not going to...
Wes Morgan had an incredible season. He's not better than Wes Morgan. One great season is Wes Morgan. Is Robert Huth, by the way, Chelsea blood. By the way, Robert Huth has more titles than VVD. Think about that. 2 titles at Chelsea.
I forgot now. I realized if Virgil was a Chelsea player, he would have been better than Sergio Ramos.
No, he would have won more than 1 title.
I'm just saying that's your mindset. If he was a Chelsea player, then he would have been
I disagree.
Sergio Ramos level.
Well, you know why? Yes. So, but the reason for that is that he would have won at least 2 titles like Ricky Carvalho did, like Paulo Ferreira did, like John Terry did, like Branislav Ivanovic did. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's dependent on when he played for Chelsea.
No, because the first time they won multiple titles, Ivanovic won under Ancelotti, he won under Mourinho the second time again, and Mourinho the first time. So 18 years, dominance. Virgil van Dijk, basically Wes Morgan with, I'd say, better hair. That's what the people are saying.
Yeah.
James, that's brutal to hear, huh?
Each to their own.
Each to their own. It's tough times. James speechless after City deliver another title. Karabo, your thoughts on just what City are at the moment?
Unstoppable train.
They are unstoppable.
Unstoppable train. Really, I can't complain too much because I'm happy with how we did this season. And sure, if we didn't lose to teams like Burnley at home, we would probably still be fighting until the death. But hey,
didn't Liverpool lose to Sheffield United? Or is that a lie?
What, this season?
Yeah, you went like 6 games without a win at home. Remember that whole thing? Like 6 losses in a row.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to Sheffield.
Well, you've gotten 6 losses in a row at home.
Yeah.
At a stage, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We did go through a massive slump.
That is awesome, dude. That is unbelievable. Okay, before we get into the sports, I have to address something. 2 days ago, we were sitting in the hub talking movies, you know. Some people are saying, and if you're old, you'll know who Barry Wrong is. People are saying, I'm the chocolate Barry Wrong. That's just what the people are saying.
We need names for these people.
I was about to say,
on the fly. No, we need names for these people. It needs to be like a petition where I have your name, your surname, your ID number. I need all of it, okay?
There's a general consensus.
And your psychological status, for that matter.
He's triggered. You've triggered him.
Oh, he's angry at the people, not me. because this is what they said. Anyway, we were sitting the other day. Karabo says, and we were just having a bit of joshing around, and we're talking about Avatar. And I said, I was talking about Avatar, and actually both of you guys, because this was a good senior moment for me to realize I am old and decrepit. When I said Avatar, these two young men said, "Which Avatar do you mean?" And I thought, my God, do people actually even think there's another Avatar? And you guys said, please go ahead there, Garab.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
Boy.
We're having this out.
So many oh boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so to begin with, the Avatar that we were thinking about started in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
James Cameron's Avatar came out in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
There was one before the other. You've got the order mixed up.
Okay.
One's far better than the other.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that's much of a discussion. Yeah.
So which one? The anime one?
Animated. It's not anime.
Or the animated one's better than James Cameron's one?
They're different properties altogether.
So, okay, but this is the world I'm living in. I have to debate whether James Cameron's visual masterpiece, I mean, most movies now are rubbish. It's all about get the biggest star on screen, the prettiest people, and then, hey, shall I give you a movie script right now? Do you want to hear it?
Go for it.
Beautiful woman with big eyes, dude with the biggest arms, maybe throw a superhero in there, credits, roll.
Stop it.
That's movies.
Stop it.
Might as well make it a visual experience. Give me Avatar.
That's
Stop
incorrect.
it. No, stop it. You're just being lazy. You're being
wrong.
lazy. Because in this day and age, anyone who wants to get into movies, it's a search away. Any movie, any country, any time period, it's yours in a flash. Now, I just feel like if you're not looking, you're just going to see what's spoon-fed to you on billboards, on advertisements, whatever shape or form they might be, but you're just seeing these because these are the movies that have the most money, the most advertising budgets. These are the ones pumped out by Disney and Fox, which is under Disney now, my mistake. But yeah, that's all you see. If you actively look, there are more independent movies being made now than ever in human history.
James, independent films, you're an editor. Hey, you and Karabo, you into the deep stuff because you guys are deep thinkers. And what is the line? I mean, if you've run into young people lately, and I am grumpy old man, I've had to accept this, is I only watch movies that have a deep meaning, bro. James, I imagine that's something you and Karabo would probably say to each other as you went to some douche convention somewhere.
Incorrect.
Okay.
I think the difference is we can appreciate the subtext and deeper meaning of films.
Yeah.
Whereas you see it as boy meets girl, boy falls in love, get married, happily ever after.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. We see, we are able to look past that, and like you were shocked that I told you that The Dark Knight was one of my favorite ever movies.
How is that a shock?
No.
Exactly.
Whoa. That's not what you said. Don't be a liar. You said it's one of the best movies. You didn't say it's one of your favorite. That's such a... You see how people lie and it changes it. He didn't say it was one of his favorite. He said it was one of the best movies. Remember we were talking about the best movies ever made, and you said one of the best movies ever made was Nolan. And I said, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. On what plan? There's no script there. It's Chris, what's it? Bale. First of all, he just wants to punch the gaffer on. I think it was the gaffer. Hey, on set, the lighting guy.
Yeah.
And then that recording is epic. But to compare that to, I don't want to take it to the final level, so I can bring it somewhere to the middle in terms of films with character development, blah blah blah. I mean, to compare that with My Left Foot. Right, because I don't want to go to the top end. There's stuff at the top end. I don't want to go to Godfather and stuff like that. Like that's too much. I'm going too far. So let's bring it to the mid-range stuff. There is no script in Batman. Christopher Nolan's great trick is he brings the darkness and intensity to films, and it's a brilliant. Of all the Batman films, in fairness, you know what? They had who's the other clown who played Batman? Ben Affleck.
The other clown that played.
Is he the worst actor
Wow. No, stop it.
of all time?
Stop the slander.
Do you remember he did Gigli? I don't know, maybe you guys are too young to remember him and his then wife, Jennifer Lopez, doing Gigli.
We are too young for that, but you are committing multiple crimes right now.
Oh, you guys Ben Affleck people?
No, we're
No,
not Ben
no,
Affleck
no.
people. We're just saying you're missing the entire point of Batman
Yeah.
and the Christopher
I am
Nolan.
Batman.
No, worse than that. I'm Batman. Okay, it has to have. It needs texture to it.
I don't like being here.
It's
Right
so
now.
this is a huge day for me. So Garabo and James think what's his name? Ben Affleck's a great actor.
That's
No.
When did
no.
we say
Okay,
that?
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
you
okay.
did the same. You were like, "Oh, James, you're lying. Oh, that's not what you said." We did not say Ben Affleck was the greatest actor to ever walk the planet. No words.
So what are you saying about Ben Affleck? Because you guys got triggered as soon as I said he's a trash actor.
Well, we were triggered way before that.
But the Ben Affleck thing really doesn't matter. It's trivial when you listen to everything you just said. The Dark Knight does have a script.
Okay.
First of all, you've probably heard that script referenced and you don't even know it. What's that Harvey Dent line? You die being a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Mm-hmm.
No script. Oh, no script.
By the way, not an original line. There was a Greek guy who said that about 3,000 years ago, but okay.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
Sure.
That line fits the character arc.
Okay, of a billionaire.
No.
Okay.
Have you? You haven't seen the movie? It shows.
I've literally seen that movie about 9 times, each of the trilogy films. Each of them.
Okay.
I do like the film.
I am in so much pain right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Everything hurts.
Yeah, because you guys love Batman. and
Okay,
you're
okay.
like, oh my god, it's the deepest movie ever.
No. Okay.
You guys are just saying no. We have people listening.
So-
they want to know your opinions. You can't just be
I
triggered.
need to backtrack further because I'm sorry, my brain is just unpacking everything that was just unloaded onto it. You said Christopher Nolan's strengths is bringing out darkness in things.
Batman went super dark in that trilogy, and I loved it.
Okay, but
It's what Nolan's done. Anyway, go ahead.
But that's not what Nolan does. That's not. He's not a dark filmmaker. He's not Tim Burton. Christopher Nolan is somebody who is very good at finding minimalism in stories and just keeping them very bare bone, very pristine, very streamlined. I would say, because you look at something like the train scene in that movie, and any other director would have had this big, giant, swelling orchestral score under the. But no. Just a simple choice to let something play out in silence, let the action play out for itself. You think about it for yourself. I know sometimes he's not the most subtle filmmaker. I'm not defending Christopher Nolan. I am defending Christopher Nolan. Let me correct myself. I absolutely am defending Christopher Nolan. But no, darkness, that's not a word I would use to describe Christopher Nolan.
So you don't think that was the darkest Batman, most intense with Christian? I mean, even sort of casting Christian Bale took it a different direction because he brought something to Batman. And my God, whether you like that Australian or not, he is awesome.
Welsh. He's Welsh.
Is he Welsh?
Yeah. Whole different hemispheres. Well done.
Oh.
I don't like Christian Bale as Batman at all.
All right. Well, here you have it, huh? So Ben Affleck's a better Batman, I'd say. Is where we're headed here.
We're picking lesser of the two evils. That's not.
Well, you got to pick. Have an opinion.
Okay, Christian Bale, sure.
James, you were triggered a little bit earlier. Batman, best movie ever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Garabo debating against himself, as we've just heard. So he's not even sure whether he's defending
So, just
Nolan or not.
just so you guys know where I stand on this, I'm just saying that yes, there's very much artistic merit to that movie. It's not Citizen Kane. Yes, that movie's got problems. It's not the best movie ever, but I've heard so many people say that. I don't know how you find that shocking. One bit.
All right.
Walk into a room of 100 guys, 20 to 40. At least 25 of them will have The Dark Knight in that conversation. Guaranteed.
What, the best movies of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people
I disagree.
Yeah, but people are morons. I mean, like what? I'm going to listen. Idiots. The fact that anybody thinks it's in the top 100 best ever made films is so pathetic. It is so pathetic to think a superhero film where there is no actual story besides, oh my goodness, this unfortunate victim of becoming an orphan has $1 billion. Oh my God, he's fighting whether he should actually be a good person or spend the money. And the only conflict in the film is, I'm very rich. What is the conflict between sacrificing yourself and taking? Because there is a Christian theme to it, right? It is, he has to walk the valley of the shadow of death in order to be the hero. But my God, he has everything. Can he have everything and nothing? I mean, a role scene. Great themes. But please, do not even put it in the same breath as Citizen Kane. Like, Godfather,
No one is.
Well, you just said it's in the top 30 greatest films of all time.
No.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't say that at all, okay? I never once said that. Never once said that.
Wow.
I mean, look, everything you just said about The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is a neo-noir movie cloaked as a superhero movie. If you just deconstruct the themes, there's so many themes of moral ambiguity. Even look at the cinematography, all the shadows. My goodness. The movie is drenched in shadows. It is so neo-noir. The only way it could be more noir if it was like in black and white and we're all speaking like this.
I'm waiting.
We all smoke cigarettes. You know, that's the only way it becomes more noir. That's the only way. I don't know what more you want from it.
That's awesome.
And also, superhero stories very much have merit like anything else. They can be told well, can be told poorly. I just don't get your prejudice against the whole genre of movies. Yeah.
No. I'm saying they are what they are. They're not good though. Like as a holistic film, they are so limited, and they have a place. I'm not saying that they are awful. They're not for me. But I'm not going to have people walking around telling me, because here's the thing that people always say: how did it do at the box office? That's what every dickhead says, right? How come so many people went and watched it then if it's not so good? Then I say to you, yes, but Britney Spears, right, has sold more albums if you take her time period than the Beatles in the time period that Britney was hot. Or because that's where you're going, right? Is look at how. Did you see the numbers? Did you see how the superhero and the big guy put a ring on it or whatever he does at the end and the whole movie thing ends? Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers.
So, and before you twist my words,
yeah,
I'm not saying that the numbers are the be-all and end-all, okay? But essentially, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So if you have 100 million consumers spending money on a product, the Britney Spears album, buying a ticket to Batman, there's a reason, right?
Okay, maybe.
You're not going to do that well if the songs or the movie is terrible.
Okay.
But again, I'm not saying the numbers are the be all and end all and should validate what's good and what's bad.
But they're a part of it, is what you say.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I disagree, but anyway, people need to know at home, this is what I'm dealing with. I got people comparing, like the fact that, see, I never want to bring up Daniel Day-Lewis because it's not fair. Like you should never bring him up when you're talking about films. You know what I mean? You shouldn't bring up early Marlon Brando. Like I'm never going to bring that up when we're talking about films.
You're doing it.
And acting. But sometimes people force me to do this. Don't do it, guys. We're not going to go here. Batman, awesome. Nolan, awesome. And I once sat with a guy who I was very fortunate to be on the set of something, and I'm not going to say his name, but you'll know who he is. He destroyed Transformers all on his own, but he has a very interesting way of looking at films. And it was really interesting.
You've just killed Karabo.
Yeah, no. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, he was in Cape Town, and I got to sit. So this guy has a really interesting way of watching films, right? After the set, he actually has a second, like, cinema built on the set. So he doesn't leave to go and rewatch the stuff that's shot. He sits on the set, but it's like a whole movie cinema that he has them set it up. He is a wild man, and he's directed some of the, he's all about explosions. But it was really interesting to hear how guys pick scenes and what's going to work, and it's really it's interesting to hear what you guys are saying and how films get into our consciousness. So for people at home, it's unbelievable that I will one day have to argue with with anyone that Batman will have to be compared to There Will Be Blood or something. It'll be discussed in the same breath, and it makes me sick. I just want people to know that. But we're a sports show, guys. I don't have time to get into this with you guys. I'm sickened already. We had this conversation, and I just thought we should bring it up and play it out. And you've both made your points. I'm old, and I need to get over myself is basically what you guys are saying. And Karabo said, basically, I need to widen my perspective and actually look at films. So fair enough. Maybe I'm just old. And you know what? You know what I feel like? I think you're both right. Because here's what's happening.
Wait, hang on. Whoa. You heard that, right?
Go on.
He said you're both right.
Well, let me tell you why you're both right. Is that I need to accept something.
Yes.
It's like, I'm just going to give a pop culture example. Drake's music early on, although I was never into it, I didn't really listen to American hip hop, but he was with a certain crew. And it's gone a certain direction. And I thought, oh my gosh, what happened? But actually what's happened is I got old. He's not making the music for me. Just like the movie makers. And we've had this debate before, James. Remember when I said I want to be in a cinema where there's no under 23s?
Yes.
Is that I'm actually not the target anymore. You guys are. So when they do Batman, it was never for me. I was out. It's for you guys. It's for you. Like, you guys are in the mix. You're in the culture. You're the next client. You are the client. And they don't care about me because I've already watched Godfather. They know that. Who cares? Who cares? You guys are the next market. So I see what's happening. It's like Drake. The music's not for me. It's for 16-year-old girls who are going to spend their dad's credit card and fill up the arena. That's what's happening here. So you're dead right, gentlemen.
I'm struggling to hold in my laughter because even the audience in the comment section is not pleased with you, and you are being semi-roasted alive.
Beautiful.
I can live with it.
And I enjoy it. Even Paolo's gotten involved.
I can live with it.
Paolo said, Paolo looks super handsome today. Good job, Paolo.
No, hey, good for him. And guys, enjoy it. Enjoy going to the cinema, and it's not for me. And I think I need to accept that. It's not actually about you guys. It's about me. I need to accept they don't care about me. You're old. Get the hell out of here.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, quite right.
Do you think younger audiences just watch superhero stuff? Because I'm getting that vibe.
Having spent time with super successful, high-level people, one or two of them, I've realized that they care about what the people are doing, not what I feel. So what it would tell me is, you might be an anomaly going, oh, I want that sort of, nouveau kind of arty feel film. You're probably in the minority because the numbers say, I want to see that unbelievably handsome blonde guy with huge arms throwing a hammer around.
Yeah.
That's what the numbers say. That's not how people feel. That is what the numbers say. That's what we're going to do. Again, not for me. And I'm old, James. Do you know what I'm struggling? This is actually a deep philosophical moment.
A lot of things.
It's a deep philosophical moment for me. You know what the reality is?
Tell me.
I'm struggling to accept my death is getting closer. I am old and nobody cares about me. That's hard for me. You know what I mean? That's what I have to accept. Let's be real.
Look, I don't think nobody cares about you.
Nobody cares.
I feel like your tastes are broadening. Let's put it that way.
I've got a sophisticated palate to say. All
there
right.
you go.
No, good stuff. Good stuff. Ben Affleck. So takeaway points, Ben Affleck is a better actor than he's the best Batman ever, according to Karabo in 2021 and James in 2021. And also, these two young men really have let me know something. Thanks, guys. I am dying. It is over for me. No one cares. Thanks for that, guys. Listen, I'd love to discuss it. And I know you probably want to agree, but we don't have time because we have to move on to sports now.
Okay, consider this Act 1 of the war.
That got intense.
Act 1.
All right, let's get into sport. As I age, I've realized a few things. We're going to talk about Man City. Of course, City being crowned as champions last night. That was awesome. Good for them. But it got me thinking. The older I've become, the easier it's become for me to kind of analyze who's going to be successful. Because there's a formula. But like when you're young, you don't see that. Like a lot of people think, I just want to express myself. And fair enough. When I was young, I just want to express myself. Is the old people don't understand. It's just what it is. When you're young, you have no reference point for what works. You don't. Tough to hear, but you don't. And it's the same with couples, right? Whenever I walk around, it's really easy to see which couples are going to break up for me. I always see that. The Instagram couples that keep telling you how much they love their partner and it's smoochy all the time. TikTok, real thing. And you know it. If you're around them, where they have to show you how much they love each other, pretty quickly, that's going to end. My friends who spend time, right, with their loved ones in quiet and, they put the effort in and after work, they put the laptop away. I have these friends, so I know how it works. And my point is this. I know what stability does for environments. Stability is everything. If you want to be successful, anyone can get lucky and win once. If you want to be successful over 10 years, 15 years, legacy, you have to have stability. And that trust me, that works in your personal life. It works in business. It works everywhere. Right? So stability is the only thing that'll lead to success. If you're not stable, I don't care if you have the smartest people, the most money, it doesn't matter. Because stability breeds culture. When you have stability, it is very clear. Everybody is replaceable. Especially in an organization, that is vital. Stability is everything. Listen, to win at a football club, you need the following. Ownership, manager, squad. Everything else is icing. The ownership has to be brilliant, right? The manager has to be good or great. Doesn't need to be great, but good or great. And then the squad has to be proper. The squad has to be proper. I think Chelsea and Man City are going to dominate for the next decade. And it's actually not hard to see because people wonder, why did they dominate the last decade? And it's not close, by the way. It's not close. A lot of people think, you're just saying that. Excuse me, it is 7 out of 10. That's real. 70% of the titles in the last decade, in the 2010s, went to 2 clubs. That's not me saying that. You can get as offended as you like. So, and it looks the same for the next decade because it actually looked like that when Abramovich got there in 2004. It's just nobody was looking. So let me tell you why Man City are going to continue to dominate for the next decade. They will win a large number over the next decade. The ownership is A++. Deep pockets, they stay out of the way. Whatever company you work at, there is no place where you can work, you're being micromanaged. It doesn't work. If you've got smart people, let them do their work. The ownership has deep pockets and they stay out the way. Those are crucial, right? The manager is A++. So what he's doing now is instilling a culture that'll last forever. It'll last for absolutely ever. What Pep is building is a winning mentality. It'll last at least another decade. It is going to be nearly impossible to undo over the next decade. Even if you fumble it and you get the worst manager ever, the culture's there. Essentially what you do is you'll spit out the current manager, whoever it is that takes over from Pep. So City have A++ ownership, A++ manager, and the squad is phenomenal. It is young, it is hungry, and they've got the perfect mix of experience and players that haven't won anything. And the players who haven't won anything are next level. I mean, you look at Foden, in terms of the next generation, he's easily in the top 10 young players in Europe at least. You know, in South America, you never know what they got going. There's always 10, 15 world-class players that are ready, wunderkinds. But in Europe, he's in the top 10, and I don't think it's close. Jesus is still only 23. So even if you bring a Haaland or whoever comes in next, you've already got a guy who knows how to put up with pressure, because when you're the Brazil number 9, there is no bigger pressure in world football. He's ready to win, and he's ready to win now. That's when Jesus is ready to win, and he's ready to win for the next decade as well. He'll be around for a decade. 32, 33, he's fit. You never hear anything from Jesus off the pitch. He's in great condition. We can all see that. Foden, we will see. He's already shown me what he's capable of. But the squad is A++. Chelsea, you can love or hate it. Different model of doing things, but the ownership is A++. You can have all the money you want, right? You can have the rope to pull yourself up or hang yourself, but it's A++. Roman's great strength is, I will give you whatever you need to win. Tell me what you want, and it is yours. Now that is, it can be a poisoned chalice. The manager at the moment is A+, I can't put Tuchel on the same level as Pep. But here's the difference that I think people don't understand. Man City's built for legacy managers, right? They went and replaced the whole board and they put in an ex-Barcelona board, really. So what they're telling you is we're invested in our manager long term. Chelsea are not invested in any manager because the business model is Roman Abramovich. Nobody at Chelsea matters. It does not. All of you are replaceable. There's a couple of ways to be successful, and it's a little more ruthless at Chelsea. And you've got to say the squad is A++. Because when you look at the talent and how long it can stay around, there's a clear plan now. It is very clear that these youngsters, technical, tough, there's a tough core to that team, and these youngsters are going to do it. And they've still got Tomori maybe to come back. By the way, you see what he's doing at AC Milan. There's a good chance Roman Abramovich is going to go, I've changed my mind. That whole 20 million euro thing, I saw what he did against Juventus. He comes back into the mix. Maybe you get rid of Zuma, and then you've got Christensen, and then you got him, and then you got Reece James, and then you've got Chilwell, and then you've got Conte still for another 4 or 5 years, and then you've got Kovacic for another 4 or 5 years, and then you've got Havertz, who's now showing you what he is. You've got Timo Werner, who's showing you what he is lately. They should not be in the Champions League final right now. This is the worst Chelsea will ever be for the next decade. These players it is the worst version of Chelsea you will see, and they're in the Champions League and FA Cup final. Do not expect that to change for the next decade, because all the Roman Abramovich has shown you is he'll add stuff. And the reason I say this, every other club is interesting. I guess there's only really 2 clubs that you'd want to put in the conversation. Can they challenge? Man City, Man United and Liverpool. But the problem, and I've never liked this in people, is I don't like needy people. Because you know what needy people are, is they're emotional. So if something changes in their life, the whole thing falls apart. Like for Liverpool now is Jurgen Klopp, and you hear the panic at what if he leaves? That shouldn't be a thing. At Man City, it's very clear. Hey, Mancini or Pellegrini, you leave. Mancini, you leave. Don't matter. You're lucky to be here. At Liverpool, at Manchester United, what have they shown you over the last decade? Fergie leaves, the whole thing fell apart. Needy people are a problem. And Man United and Liverpool, the model is needy on the manager. That is not a model for success. It never has been, and really United got away with it for the last 10 years. Because Fergie is an anomaly, he is not the rule. So don't be needy. Any organization where you pull out an employee and the whole thing falls apart is not a business model. And if you don't believe me, if you're a Liverpool fan, they pulled out some Scottish guy called Kenny Dalglish. And it was 30 years. 30 years. That's how dependent you are on the manager. So I don't like that. And here's the thing. Man City don't need Pep Guardiola to win. They don't. It's not, again, when you're self-aware and you've actually got self-worth, Man City's built for anybody to come and win. The ownership is A++, and the resources, the product on the pitch, A++. Pep goes, you know what? We'll have a season, a down season. Whoever the new manager is who do you need? We will make it happen from next season. That's the reality. Not needy is Man City is a model. Chelsea have it on another level. They do not need Tuchel. They don't need Mourinho. And they've shown you now. They don't need Conte. They don't need anybody. They need Roman Abramovich, and the rest is icing. How do I know that? It's been 20 years, and Chelsea are, on paper, in terms of trophies, the most dominant team in England since Roman Abramovich arrived. I'm just telling you what the numbers are. They're not needy. The next decade will look this way. Man City and Chelsea will win 7 out of 10 titles again in the next decade. We're already at 1. No other club. Man United are too far behind. Because what's the plan? Is Oli the plan? Is that the plan? What happens when Oli leaves? Because you are the things you do in life, not the things you say. Because David Moyes was a very different manager from Louis van Gaal, who was a very different manager from Jose Mourinho, who was a very different manager from Oli. So in the previous decade, I haven't seen a plan. So why should I believe Man United will have a plan for the next decade? You are the things you do, not the things we say. You can tell me all the nice things Oli comes out and says on Sky Sport. But the reality is, I'm afraid people don't change. The Glazers don't really have a plan. It's just, we'll throw money at it. We'll throw a Paul Pogba at it every now and then. Because really, Bruno Fernandes and Pogba are so far apart if you've got a plan. It almost makes no sense because they really both want to dominate the ball. They really, like, if we're being honest, that was haphazard. That wasn't a plan. You fell into Bruno Fernandes. You gamble 5-6 more times, I'll tell you what happens. Di Maria happens. Schweinsteiger happens. Like those, what's the plan? And at Liverpool, again, is Jurgen Klopp the plan? There's only one Jurgen Klopp. There is only one Jurgen Klopp. What happens when he leaves? And you speak to Liverpool fans, they don't even want to think about it. As a Chelsea fan, honestly, if Chelsea win the FA Cup and Champions League, I don't care if Tuchel gets fired at the end of the season. Is Marina going to be there? And is Abramovich going to be there? Oh, okay, great. Whoever comes in, it's well known that you got to win. At Liverpool, we don't know. We don't know what happens when Klopp leaves. You've got to have some self-worth and don't be needy. And Manchester City and Chelsea are the only clubs in England right now who want to win and are not needy. Just prepare yourselves now. I don't want Man United fans and Liverpool fans crying and going, oh my goodness, I can't believe it in 3 years when it's Chelsea's turn probably next season and then Pep comes back again and wins it in 2 seasons' time and then whoever, they might have Conte back. You know, Abramovich will bring back the old guns and Chelsea win it again. It'll be 7 out of 10 and both teams are in place and there's a formula. It's clear to me what the plan is at Chelsea. It's clear to me what the plan is at Man City. What is the plan at Liverpool? What is the plan? Man United have no plan. I don't even want to say what is the plan. Because Ollie's not a plan. I know the last 2 seasons are great. We're back in the Champions League back to back. That's not a plan. There's no plan there. Darren Fletcher's coming in. Why? Why is Darren Fletcher now the football director? What's the plan with the academy? At Chelsea, it's very clear. It is a farmyard. You come here, if you're not ready, you're out. Sorry, we're not actually looking to develop talent at Chelsea. That's actually what they're telling you. And what's interesting about Abramovich is, by the way, I will invest in the youth. That's what he will invest in the youth. As you've seen, the last decade, Chelsea, if you go and look up the numbers, Chelsea's academy is the most dominant academy in England. But it is a farmyard. If you are not brilliant, you don't get in the first team. The Frank Lampard thing was an anomaly. Mason Mount, Reece James, it's actually a little bit of an anomaly. Christensen coming through, it's because Lampard's hand was forced for a season. I don't know if Reece James would be here if it had been the Abramovich way. You might have Dani Alves playing at Chelsea right now. If they could have spent money last season or 2 seasons back, you know what would have happened. Tammy Abraham would never have played. Haaland might have been at Chelsea 2 seasons ago. Real thing. And Roman's been consistent. It's 2 decades now. It's been a decade, almost a decade. 8 years at United now. I don't know what the plan is. You've had 4 managers, 4 polar opposite managers in the last 8 years. And I must think you got a plan. Sorry, it's over. Next decade, United or City and Chelsea. It's over, folks. And I say this to young people all the time. If you want to win, and I only realized it when I got into my 30s, there's a formula. Do you know what the formula is? Stability. Just get stability. The rest, routine, don't worry about that. If you're not stable, you can't be disciplined. You're not disciplined, you can't come to work on time. So stability first, and the rest comes. And there's only 2 stable clubs in England right now at the top end. And by the way, if Man United think Leicester are going anywhere, there's a plan at Leicester. You can see that. Because you know how I know that? Every time they've sold a player, they've gotten better somehow. People keep telling me this Leicester thing's a fluke. It's like, no, guys, I've been watching it for 6 years now. It's very clear for me is they are investing hugely on the recruitment side. It's clear, right? Every time, Maguire's gone, oh no, what's going to happen? We've got 3 guys. We've got Fofana and we got Castagna. It's an unbelievable. Chilwell's gone, maybe the best left-back English talent since Luke Shaw was discovered at Southampton. Oh no, he's who? Ricky, or Pereira's here. Castagna's here. It's an incredible recruitment program, and they have a plan. System over talent. A plan will always beat talent. A plan will always beat talent. And look, we got the graphic up now. James, I don't know if we can put it back up, but the last decade, it is ugly, man. It is ugly if you're not a Man City or a Chelsea fan. It is really, really ugly because United at the beginning, the great. And you also, let's be honest, Sir Alex Ferguson is an anomaly and an all-timer, right? He's an all-timer. That doesn't happen all the time. We're not going to get another Tesla. Fergie is Tesla. You're not going to get Elon Musk again, maybe in 400-500 years. That's once in a lifetime kind of stuff. Fergie is once in a lifetime. You will never see a man who's that brilliant at recruiting, at man management. I mean, there's so many different skills that Fergie brought to it. Because most people that are good at man management, right, is they tend to be what they call in the working world soft skills. It's a soft skill to be nice to people, to have the patience for them to develop. How many people did he develop? He changed lives over and over. How many cycles did he go through? Recycle. And it's hard. And Man United were never irrelevant. Chelsea went through a dip. There was the season where they were champions. They finished 10th the next season. It is hard to do what Fergie did. It is actually impossible to ever see again, especially in an ever more competitive market. I've got some bad news. Listen, I love Elon Musk. We'll never see another one. Not in our time. You'll never see another Jeff Bezos. You won't. You just won't. Because that level of intensity, that level, you need a little bit of, I'm happy to be ugly to people. And people, especially now we've moved to a world where everyone's feelings have to be considered. I mean, you hear how Paul Pogba came out and spoke against Mourinho. Just think if that had happened under Fergie. Pogba's out here. But now, Adidas are going to tell you, listen, dude, we're spending £100 million on this guy. Get rid of Mourinho. I'm pretty sure that's what happened when Mourinho got sacked at United. Adidas aren't having Mourinho taking over United. No. We paid for that Pogba guy. We've set him up for the next 5 years because Pogba he's the marketer's dream, right? He's awesome. He's active. He's brilliant. He's got the flashy skills. That's the guy you want to put on your posters. But Jose Mourinho is, and like we were talking about with Batman, is Mourinho's me. Get him out. He's old. He's rigid. Because I'm rigid. We don't want that. Kids on Instagram, which is your market, they're not going to click on Mourinho. Pogba, animate that. We're going to click on him. So it's a different time. So you're not going to see Fergie again. You will not. And I'm afraid there is no plan at United. So, Karabo, you support Man United, huh?
I do.
Your thoughts on the way City are operating? Do you think Man United can win the league next season? Or what do you think of the Oli situation currently?
No, of course not. We're not going to win the league next season. No. What do I think of Oli? Is that what you said? What do I think?
Or just the current setup?
The current setup's good, but I very much agree with what you're saying. There is no plan. If we get rid of Oli, I feel like it's very much going to be a whole thing of back to square one for the billionth time in a decade.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it while it lasts, but I just feel like this is kind of fleeting. You know?
I'm with you.
Because, yes, we've had 2 good seasons with Oli, but at the end of the day, still Oli. That insecurity is always going to be there, ultimately. When you see him on the touchline with somebody who's as seasoned and experienced as Pep Guardiola, you just think nepotism. You know?
I'm with you.
Yeah. Successful nepotism, sure. But I feel like it's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, it's a problem for me because, again, like it's so clear to me that there's a plan. And James, for me as a Liverpool fan, I'd be interested to know what you think is. I don't know what the plan is there. Like if Jurgen left tomorrow, then what? That's all I like. I feel like it's built around Jurgen, the intensity. He's got a great connection to the fans. And that's important at Liverpool, as we're seeing this season, I knew they had to have a drop-off this season. I didn't expect this. And I think Jurgen is such a big part of the plan. But if you actually look into the history of Liverpool, is the manager's always been a centerpiece, right? Shankly, Dalglish, Rafa. You even look at Rafa. You look at Julia even. You loved the manager, and you look at the murals. Chelsea, put whoever. Roman. The Roman Empire. City, Pellegrini, Mancini. Now we got this guy. Whatever his name is, get him out. We don't care. If Pep left tomorrow, do you know what they'd keep doing? Keep winning. Allegri's in.
I don't think I agree with you. I don't think City and Chelsea are going to be the teams that dominate the Premier League for the next decade or so. I think, Tuchel's done well at Chelsea, but he's been there for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot to prove. He's got big shoes to fill as the manager of Chelsea Football Club. I mean, on that graphic, the last time Chelsea won a Premier League was 16-17 season, which 4 or 5 years ago. They're in a cup final this season. Great. But Tuchel's still got an awful lot to prove as a manager of one of the big 6 clubs.
Sure.
City City may be a different case because their club is filled with superstars, and I mean the chances of you winning against a Sheffield United with an interim coach as Manchester City, your chances are pretty high.
Sure.
So City may be a different case, but I don't think Chelsea. Yeah, Tuchel's been there 5 minutes, guys. Let's all just take a
let's
breath.
calm down.
You know what I'm saying?
No, which is why I said Tuchel doesn't matter. You see, again, you looking at it as a Liverpool fan of, wow, Jurgen's so important. It doesn't matter at Chelsea for 20 years now. You've seen what Roman Abramovich does. The manager, it doesn't matter. The technical team's so strong that we will absorb, again, Di Matteo. It doesn't matter at Chelsea who the manager is. It's built very differently than Liverpool, right, is what I'm saying. At Man United, it really mattered who the manager. At Chelsea, it doesn't matter who the manager is.
Di Matteo is a great example, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He came in, did some good things, a couple, and then how did it end? Chelsea's form dipped, and you guys kind of struggled to find your way after Di Matteo.
And 2 years later, Jose Mourinho won the Premier League. That's what happened. I'm telling you exactly what I'm saying is Chelsea, it doesn't matter who the manager is my point. So I hear what you're saying. I don't care about Tuchel, which is why I said he's not the business model. So at Liverpool, from what I'm seeing, the manager's the business model, not a good way to go.
But even outside of the manager, you don't have. You've got a team that's just been rebuilt, partially by Lampard and partially by Tuchel, by bringing in all the new younger talent. Great stuff, great sort of foundation to lay, going into a very, very competitive league. But I don't think you have star quality that City would have. You know what I mean? It's great to have those youngsters, and even not the youngsters. Timo Werner, he's still kind of young, but you know he can score a couple of goals on a good day. You don't have superstar quality to carry you over and above those youngsters.
So the thing is, if you look at the age profile of Havertz, Pulisic, Mason Mount, Reece James, Chilwell, could you imagine what they're going to be in 3 years? And they're only 26 then. What's the plan at Liverpool when the front three in 3 years will be too old? What happens then? Because who you would have wanted is Pulisic to replace Mane. He's already at another club. It's Haaland. He will not be at Liverpool. What my point is that I don't think Lampard wanted all these players because they're actually opposite. Ziyech is not a Lampard player.
Not at all.
Lampard wants dynamic.
Yeah.
He didn't want Havertz.
Sure.
Again, showing you Chelsea, it's not in your hands. We are Chelsea. We are doing what we do. You're welcome to be a part of it. Otherwise, as Roman has shown in the last, and there's a reason Chelsea have won the most trophies in England over the last 20 years, move on. We are Chelsea. We know how to win. Move on. At Liverpool, I'm not so sure. And United have shown over the last decade. What have they shown you? You make the manager the center of it, right? Because every time, it's like 4 or 5 signings, completely different players.
Yeah.
Well, you get the last decade.
Sure, I do agree. I think, like you say, when you base the club around the manager or at least one figure, when that figure leaves, you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I think that's exactly what United's going through. And in terms of Liverpool, I honestly couldn't tell you. I think we're already on a back foot with the fact that, you know, Salah is already kind of getting on. Firmino also, I think he's also approaching 30. So, I mean, maybe we're starting a bit late and starting on the back foot, and maybe we should have started sort of developing or at least scouting for prolific goal scorers, or wingers or attackers or whatever it is. Maybe probably a year or two ago. You know, use our winnings from winning the Premier League and the Champions League.
Sure. Big club mentality. All right, let's get that out there, James.
Our 6th one, sorry.
Yeah.
Just use those funds, those bonuses that we got.
Yeah.
And invest in new talent that can continue to build Liverpool. I do admit that is where we went wrong, because after we won the Champions League and after we won the Premier League, subtle plug again, I don't think we invested much into players after that. as far as I'm aware. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
And you know what the issue for me for United and Liverpool is the players you would have wanted are already at City and Chelsea now.
Yeah.
So what it tells me is that Roman went, no, man, guys, this Lampard thing, it doesn't actually matter. I want to win for 10 years. You know how you do that? Havertz is the most coveted player. And by the way, figure it out. Ziyech is, he's an apex guy. So get him now. Pulisic, we needed him when we needed him, is, okay, that's clearly... And also there's a marketing side to him. He's Captain America. Chilwell's as good a left back as you'll get in England. And then, my God, did they hit the jackpot with Reece James and Mason Mount, right? Not intentional, but okay. Listen, lucky happens to the prepared. Chelsea was ready. They were ready. They were Romans always ready. City are always ready. My thing is, I can see the plan. Because for 20 years now, Roman hasn't changed. I will give you all the money you need. And by the way, it is not acceptable to lose at this football club for more than 2 seasons. So it's clear, that's the plan. That is the plan. Roman Abramovich is the plan. Man City have now been clear for 2 decades. We will give you everything. And most importantly, we will give you the technical support. And that's very, very rare.
Yeah.
United, what have they shown you over the last decade? Garabo, you're a fan. You think of the last decade. What are you as a club?
Before I answer that question, there was something on my mind with this whole Chelsea thing. While you were making your case, I was just thinking, why don't you make separate cases for Chelsea and City? Because I think that Chelsea case is very flimsy.
Look, I think, if Roman had been at this for 5 years, I'd be worried. But it's clear now. You don't do something for 20 years if you're not in it. He's in it now. And there may be other things that he gets. But 20 years lets me know you're into it. I would say the how they roll is very different. Ultimately, though, it is not acceptable to lose. Yeah. And we've got a plan. By the way, the plan looks different because at Chelsea it is, here's all the money. It's rope to hang yourself or pull yourself up. At Man City, it's, okay, the next 5-year cycle is going to look like this. What's the profile of the manager? How do we get him the board and technical support? And we are doing it at the highest level. We're not going to be Man United where we bring in Darren Fletcher and we bring in the old boys doing people favors. No, we're going to, who's the most successful club of all time? Or in the modern era? Barcelona. Okay, he's a Barcelona guy. He's on sabbatical. Tell you what we're going to do. Pellegrini, just so you know, this is your last season, even if you win things. The whole board at Man City, I don't know if people realize this, the season before Pep came, Soriano and that lot, it is the board. It is the Barcelona board he had when they were doing madness at Barcelona. Mm-hmm. So that's how they roll. And then once you've done that, remember, is you're saying, okay, because listen, 10 Rand is still 10 Rand to the Sheikh. If I'm going to commit like that, guys, it's 5 years. We're not doing just LVG and then Mourinho. That's not what we're doing. We are all in. Pep, we will give you whatever you need. That's a plan. And so they look different. I do agree with you, but I think ultimately there's a plan. It's very, very clear that Roman lets Marina, and she's got a plan. She's now shown us, right? Mm-hmm. Young, technical, and the best in their country. They must be at this football club. Pulisic, Werner was the guy in Germany. Havertz was the next Wunderkind. We will not lose them. We will overpay 20 million for Havertz. It doesn't matter. Get him here because we will not lose. We'll lose now. We will not lose in 5 years. We will. That is very clear to me what Chelsea are doing. So I do see what you're saying there, but I struggle to see anybody else with a plan. Sometimes you don't need to be the best. You just need to have a plan.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Man City, the City debate and the City point is, the big standout. I think most supporters are going to make that case. The Chelsea one smells of bias. That's all.
Do you think Roman will leave?
Okay. I don't think he'll leave. I just feel like, no. Like, if you get an Arsenal person in this room, they'll be grilling you right now.
But hold on. I like what you're saying.
Okay.
But Chelsea are the most successful club over the last 20 years in
Okay,
England.
but we're speaking about the future. Why are we time traveling?
No, I'll tell you why. I'm glad you said that. The best way to predict the future is to look at how people have behaved in the past. And that is a formula. It is clear to me what Roman Abramovich will do. I know what he's going to do in the next decade. I have no clue what Arsenal are going to do in the next decade.
Yeah.
Because you know what I've seen for 20 years at Arsenal? Mediocrity. You know what I've seen at Man United for 10 years? Mediocrity. So I know what you're going to be for the next decade. I can pretty much predict it's going to be another 3 or 4 managers within the next decade.
In 2010, are you telling me you could have predicted any of this Leicester stuff? Any of it?
So, but Leicester's an anomaly. Again, formula. Don't worry about anomalies. Anomalies happen all the time. Chelsea are no longer an anomaly. Man City are no longer an anomaly. So in 2010, I could see Man City coming and Fergie was coming to. That was clear to me.
That was clear.
Throughout the noughties, or the zeros, or the noughties as we call them, that decade, it was clear that Roman's coming.
So, sorry, question. So you're big on speaking about looking at the past to predict the future and all of that stuff. But then, so we looked on that graphic. It was a 10-year graphic of the previous Premier League champions. Chelsea haven't won the Premier League since 16-17. So that's 5 years ago.
Yeah, but listen, look at the decade. Did you look at the decade? Do you want to put the graphic up again? Let's have a look at the
Okay,
so for half the decade, Chelsea dominated, and then the other half they just
who dominated.
Let's look at the half that suits my agenda.
No. Let's look at the graphic again. Put it back up.
It is going to take time because the stream's delayed.
Yeah.
But
no, that's fine.
It will be there. So, yeah, Chelsea 2016-17 was their last Premier League title. After that, it's been City, Liverpool, City.
Okay, so City are dominant.
I'm not debating that City aren't dominant. I know City.
Yeah.
Dude, the season was wrapped up
ages ago.
Anyway, so Chelsea won 16-17. Chelsea won 14-15. That's it in the last 2 years. They've won 2 Premier Leagues.
In the last
10 years.
Yes.
So the rest has been United, City.
So
Leicester.
Okay, so Fergie's gone. We know that. So United aren't going to get Fergie again. So you got to say anomaly there. He's out. We've seen what they are now. Who are the most dominant in that last decade? Who's won the most? Which 2
City.
clubs?
It's actually just been City.
Yes.
City and
then Leicester won 1. Chelsea's won 2.
There we go. So it's Chelsea and City.
Nah.
They're not the most dominant.
Okay. You combine Chelsea and Leicester's, and they're still 2 behind City. There is no fair case. I truly feel like there is no objective case except for that of Man City.
Agreed.
Oh, so City will win
like
10 out of 10.
I feel like if I was in that chair, what difference is there from me making a point? Oh, United's second this season. This is to look for better things. You can use whatever lexicon you like to fit your agenda to fluff it up.
No. You know what I like to use is numbers. So what you've just told me is Man City are the most dominant team in the last. You guys want to do the last 5 years?
Yes, sure.
There's another.
There's another what?
You can put
Yes,
Chelsea.
you're naming. Yes, these are undeniable facts.
Yeah,
you're naming, but the
again,
fact is they're still bunched in. If you want to get factual with it, let's get factual with it.
Yes.
City have won 5. Chelsea have won 2. Okay. You want to do percentages?
Let's do it.
Like, honestly, if we just
I'm bad at maths, so percentages is you guys.
Yeah.
That's all you guys.
I'm like, look, it's going to be like a really, really rough estimate. So let's say 40% to 60%. Or even 35 to 70 or to 65. Yeah. However way you look at it, Chelsea is not in this discussion if they don't have this fluke Champions League final, where they meet Man City with this title run that they've, it's just, I don't know. I'm not buying it.
City are going to win the Champions League.
I do believe in City.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say that sentence as a United fan. I'm expecting to be stabbed in the back with a pitchfork when I walk out of this room. But, no. The Chelsea agenda, nah.
I don't understand why you're saying agenda. But are you aware that Chelsea are the most successful club since Roman Abramovich came in England? So it's not, I don't have an agenda. There's numbers. This is the beauty of numbers. I don't have to get emotional about it. Like, since Roman's been here, listen, City are a different monster now.
Yeah.
They are coming. But in the Fergie years, in the last, even up to the end now, they are the most dominant team since Roman's been here. He's not going anywhere.
But how are they the most dominant? If, like Karabo said, you have to actually add Leicester's title win, and you still don't even catch City.
So since Roman was here, it was now this last City title has changed everything. But 5 titles, the most FA Cups, equal Worthington, or what do we call it now? Carabao Cups. I'm talking about trophy count. Football's not about how you feel. Trophy count since Roman came, Chelsea are the most dominant in the last 20 years. There's nothing I can do about that. You can go and look that up. Why would that change now? There's nothing about Man United and Liverpool that tells me in the last 10 years that they're going to be the most successful. What's the plan? I want to know what the plan is. For me, I know people that are going to be successful because I see a plan. Listen, HSBC, don't worry in a year we're the third best bank in the world. They don't worry about 2 years. They go, in the next 10 years, we will be in the mix. There is nothing about United that tells me in the next 10 years. What's the plan? You can't just say, I feel. We can't say, what is the evidence? For the last 18, 19 years with Roman Abramovich, they have been in the mix.
Okay.
Man City for the last 15 years have been in the mix. Nobody else has that plan. And nobody else has that record.
I want to just point out an inconsistency that is really bugging me. So, again, when it fits your agenda, we'll go Premier League, decade.
Yeah.
Past decade. But when we have to just fall back on the Abramovich pillar that is really, really, really being strained here.
Yeah.
It becomes Carabao Cups. It becomes since he joined.
Yeah.
It just becomes this wider net.
So do you want to just make it Premier League?
Narrative?
Do you want to just make it Premier League?
Is that not your case?
No, we can do
next
that.
Decade not for the Premier League, is it for Carabao Cup?
Excellent.
No.
I'm glad you did this. So we can look at because Fergie's gone now.
Chelsea isolated.
Yeah.
Independent of Man City.
Yes.
I'm here for that discussion.
As Man City as the dominant.
Yes.
And who else?
Nobody.
Nobody.
That's how I see it.
So
this is a blue league.
Okay. So tell me the next 10 years.
Sky blue.
What are you thinking? Next 10 years, give me. So I'm saying 7 out of 10 will be Chelsea or Man City. And we can the beauty of YouTube, it'll last forever.
I honestly couldn't tell you right now, which is very much a cop-out. But Chelsea, it just doesn't add up to me.
Huh? Fair enough.
It just doesn't add up to me.
Fair enough.
I could see Liverpool putting a comeback season before Chelsea win the next.
Oh, man.
That's my boy.
Coming from a Manchester United
No, that's
fan.
good.
That's my boy.
Listen, that is good stuff.
That's
All right.
my boy.
Listen, let's. Fair enough. Let us go and hug it out. We'll go to an intermission. And following that, we shall enter what we call social media with James. If you're with us, by the way, on YouTube, click like if you like the show. If you don't like this show, go back to whatever you were doing before. I don't know, clipping your nails. What else do people do? You're probably avoiding your boss if you're listening at this time, you're at work. Avoiding your girlfriend or boyfriend. Go back to that stuff if you hate this show. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Get what I'm saying? Otherwise, click
Sure.
like. If you do want the podcast, remember, it's Spotify, Cliff Central app, cliffcentral.com. Or if you're a heathen like James, you're still using Google Podcasts, huh?
Correct.
That's a thing?
Do you listen to
That
podcasts?
exists.
It's a
Google Podcast is a thing.
What do you use before
Spotify.
Okay, so you're also a monster.
Google Podcasts is lit. I'll show you during the interview.
Okay.
That's the first time any human has ever said that sentence. Fun fact.
Listen, let's go to a break. I've got 2 people who think Ben Affleck is the best Batman with me, so do not take these people's opinions seriously. All right, MKT Show. See you in a bit.
So if I can't be there in person, I need to be there virtually because I'm not going to I waited 20 years for this. I'm not going to let my opportunity go. So feeling great this morning, feeling very green and white. Had some idiots say, oh, I don't know, you support Celtic, which irritated me. Obviously, Sporting are champions. First time in 20 years. And it's not like, spoilt club supporter, haven't won the title in 20 years and we're just entitled. Sporting have gone to the wall in Portuguese football terms over the past 20 years. I mean, the last time we won the title was with the jewels of our academy. I mean, Ronaldo and Quaresma were like the peak of how good the Sporting Academy was. And it just looked like we would, have relative success for years, and it didn't happen. And we really were technically bankrupt at one point. There were stages where the academy, our academy is our pride and joy. Benfica took over. Benfica were just starting to attract all the good young kids, Renato Sanchez and Bernardo Silva and Ruben Dias and Joao Cancelo and Ruben Semedo and more and more and more were just going to Benfica rather than coming to Sporting, because Sporting were just so mismanaged. And the culmination was pretty much a very bad and corrupt president attacking and getting ultras to attack what was our last really good side. 5 years ago we had a side, names you'll know: Rui Patricio, William Carvalho, Daniel Podence, Gelson Martins, Rafa Leao, guys that now that are doing good things around Europe, and Bruno Fernandes was in that team as well, and all of them just walked out on their contracts because the club couldn't keep them safe. And luckily Bruno came back, and in the most bizarre thing, he carried Sporting for 2 years, and when he left for Manchester United, the money that didn't go to debt didn't go to other players. It went to signing Ruben Amorim, a novice coach from Braga. I think he's younger than Ronaldo, Ruben Amorim. In his first half a season at Braga, and Sporting paid 10 million euros to get him out of his contract. Until Nagelsmann 2 weeks ago, it was the most a manager has ever been transferred for. And genius. It was just a move of genius. It looked crazy, but he went back to basics, went to the academy, pulled out players. Starting 11 usually has 5 or 6 players from the academy. And he's done it the Sporting way, is playing good football, but with young players. And a couple of experienced heads in there. João Mario, you'll know him from West Ham and Inter Milan. And James will know Sebastian Coates from Liverpool. Remember when Rafa and Julia had this weird period where they just buy players in bulk, like 6 or 7, and just hope they turned out? And Sebastian Coates was one of those. He didn't turn out, and he went to Sporting, and he's been up and down. But I think in the past 2 seasons, really, he's been phenomenal. Probably next to Ruben Dias, the best defender in Portugal, until he left. And you're going to win a title when your defenders start scoring goals. So when you can rely on your centre-back and your full-backs to get you 5-6 goals each, then you start going, okay, maybe it's ours. Maybe this could be ours. I can't believe it's happened. It's 19 years, actually, technically 19 years. And what's next? We go to the Champions League next season. Hopefully there's not a fire sale of players. I think at least one will go to balance the books. That's just Sporting's model. But with Juventus looking maybe in the Europa League, maybe out of Serie A, Ronaldo coming back. His mother wants it, and a Portuguese mother gets what a Portuguese mother wants. And Ronaldo and his little rascals tearing up the Champions League next season. You heard it here first. That's an exclusive, guys.
The MKT Show. We are back. I'm MKT. This is my show. I feel good about that.
Can I just say, I can listen to Paulo say Portuguese names all day.
So in the intermission, a guy called Paulo Dias, mega producer, just all-around great guy. Portuguese minister of Portugueseisms in Portugal land. That's what he is. He is the most Portuguese. Hey, if he's South African, you call him a porra, but he's a porra. Great guy, Paulo Dias. Yesterday, something happened for him. Is he being a bit ridiculous? I'd say yes. I would say yes. But do I like ridiculous things? I do. Football, a great thing. Sporting have won the title for the first time in 19 years, I think it was. Good for them. They've broken the curse. Paulo, as you heard, thinks Cristiano Ronaldo is going to come home because his mommy says so. Hey, listen, I'm a mommy's boy, so moms are a powerful force on planet Earth. A man who doesn't agree with that clearly is Garabo, but
goodness,
that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying, James?
That's a you guys thing. I've said it once, I've said it again.
That was good.
That's
that
a you
good.
guys thing.
Yeah, what I'm saying, brother.
That's
all right, MKT Show. Listen, if you are listening, please, on YouTube, click like. Click like. That is the thumb up. The thumb down is also, be honest. If you don't like the show, click dislike. I like
go for
honesty.
If you're upset about the opinions that Mbelo shared about
yeah.
Chelsea
Yeah.
and Batman,
Yeah.
dislike this video.
No, hold on. That doesn't make sense. If your girlfriend gets upset because you do something, she doesn't dump you. You don't dislike. She doesn't dislike
Didn't you say you wanted honest opinions? If
Oh,
that
no.
had upset someone,
That's brutal. So does your girlfriend dump you every time you have a fight? She doesn't not like you.
What's up? Where did we go?
No,
Did
my
I miss
point is,
something?
if you're upset by somebody, you don't dislike them because they might be right. Often, they're right.
You said you wanted honest opinions.
Yeah, but I mean, I also want the honesty to be, think it through. I don't want it to be emotional like you, James.
Okay, my joke's being dragged out way
Yeah.
longer than I wanted it
Yeah.
to. It was just a little dig at you because of your whole Chelsea's the greatest ever in the Premier League and we're the best.
That wasn't a very funny joke then.
Chelsea
Sorry.
is the best thing since running water.
They are.
Okay, it's weird that you'd say that. It's a bit of a strong statement. But okay, now that you guys have said that, James, should we get into something? Are you breathing there?
Deep breath.
Oh, James is such a suburb guy. Yoga. It's all about the chakras. James, you've been in a year. Garabo, you strike me like you could be a chakra guy. Have you
What
become
is-
like a...
What's a chakra guy?
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And
I know
are
what
you
mean.
just good vibrations? Are you
Does
all about-
everything just need to align, bro?
and
No.
do more people just need to chill, bro? Do you know what I mean?
Just
Yeah,
relax,
fair enough,
bro.
yeah.
Why are you driving so fast on the road, bro?
I mean, yeah, we all die anyway. No need to go so quick. Yeah.
He's not wrong. James is triggered, but he's not
He's
wrong.
like,
Hey, Garabo, he'll tell you how it is, bro.
sure.
He'll tell you how it is. You know what I'm saying, James?
Yeah.
We jumped into that.
Now I'm thinking about it. People take themselves too seriously. Everyone needs to chill.
Correct.
sometimes.
I actually agree with him. I think
Yeah.
people take life way too seriously.
Yeah, like somebody saying people are pathetic for saying the Dark Knight is in the same conversation as There'll Be Blood. Yeah, that's when people need to chill, you know? That's when people need to chill.
Dude, I hear you, bro.
Like-
A morning latte, yoga pants, and just open your third eye, bro. Do you know what I mean? I hear you, dude.
Sure. That was
You
took
know what
a
I'm
journey,
saying?
huh?
Hey, good to have you guys. Yeah, Garabo.
Yep.
Stay woke, dude.
Good stuff, huh? Hashtag stay woke.
Stay woke, bro. James, keep the douchebag glasses, bro.
Absolutely.
And I'm just gonna stay alive. You know, at my age, I've just realized you guys have actually made me realize I'm just an old person.
the glasses are a part of me now.
And also, I have to accept, you guys are like, dude, you're old. I'm like, you're right. You guys are right. I am old.
Yes.
Old is a state of mind, man.
So you know what? Again,
That's
you-
the chakras thing.
that's what I'm
coming out,
saying.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's good. Garabo, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm just getting good energies from that side of the table.
Okay, you see, I told you, I did say 2 days ago that I would start waltzing into like my hipster territory.
This is
So we'll call it. Come on, man. Jeez.
it's just- okay. Let's. You know what? I want to breathe in gratitude right now,
Everyone take a deep breath.
and then I want to go into social media with James.
James.
Jimbo, what you got for us, pal?
Nailed it. So I thought, and I know Paolo wants to do a very in-depth thing about this, but I just wanted to touch the surface because I read last night that this is only 1 month away, and I think we've all forgotten. Euro 2020 is 1 month away.
Wow.
And like I say, I know Paolo wants to do a deep dive into this whole thing, and so I'll leave all of that to him. But what I just wanted to do is have a look at which teams to follow
Okay.
at Euro 2020 in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, the first team would be Portugal, defending champions, got a lot to prove.
Okay.
Especially coming up against sides where age is going to play a very important factor. You've got teams like France who have a 21-year-old superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Donatello.
Yes, I
Yes.
got that reference.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah.
Loved that. So yeah, I think Portugal is definitely one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
See how they progress through the groups. They're in the same group as France, Germany, and Hungary. So they're
Is
also
that the group?
they're also in the group of death.
They're out. France and Germany. And Germany are terrible right now, but Sure, that's a tough group. And Hungary, by the way, Hungary aren't awful.
Yeah, no, they're not terrible at all.
Jeepers, that is...
So there is that.
My gosh.
Next team, France, champions of the world. They've won the Euros twice. So also definitely got a lot to prove, especially being the world champions. Kylian Mbappe, I think... I wonder about Kylian Mbappe. He had a pretty good World Cup.
He's not the star of the France team. Antoine Griezmann is. Yeah.
Who told you that?
No, I watched the World Cup. Deschamps has built it around Griezmann. Mbappe is the icing. It doesn't matter if he goes. They are unbelievable. Actually, do you know what the real star of that team is? Is they've got Matuidi and they've got Conte at the base, and then they've got, and this sounds crazy, Sissoko is a huge part of what they're doing there. He allows all of the Pogbas and Griezmann. He lets everybody off the leash. Those three let everybody off the leash.
Yeah.
That's actually what he's built it around.
No, I was
it's a great
speaking
team.
about Mbappe from a sense of being the star from the previous World
Sure,
Cup.
sure.
If he can do it again at his young age. I think if he does, he will actually be considered a one of the best in the world.
You know what it is? France have Deschamps he's what you need. He's their Fergie.
Sure.
Again, we were just talking about stability. He's very clear. Benzema's out, and I'll always say this, and it's why I think we to go back to the City and Chelsea team. System is always going to be talent. There's probably a little better talent elsewhere, but France have a clear system now, and it is very clear who's at the center of it. Didier Deschamps. I mean, he's left Karim Benzema out for a decade. Or 6-7 years. So it's clear that, by the way, you come here, there are expectations. Just like Fergie used to do. Fergie sold Joop Stam at his peak, David Beckham at his peak. They have a good thing going. And then you throw... See, it's you know why it's perfect? When you put Mbappe, because you can't build teams around people like Mbappe, but when you drop him into a beautiful, stable system like that, get out of here. It's like Fergie, right? You got Rooney, Tevez, and then you've got Vidic and those boys, and then you throw in Ronaldo. Are you kidding? I mean, Ronaldo's, Mbappe will never be Ronaldo, but you get the gist. Always add talent to a system, yeah.
Ronaldo is different planetary.
No. I shouldn't have even mentioned that name. It's Mbappe is not in the same planet, yeah.
Yet.
Ever. And will never will be. It's too late. Injury prone, injured young is injured old. Cristiano Ronaldo from young, not injured. Mbappe, or his injuries are only going to get worse. Trust me, seen it before. So don't get too excited about Mbappe. Pump the brakes.
Alrighty. Don't get excited about Mbappe, guys.
You like Mbappe?
Yeah.
All right.
Love Mbappe. Yeah.
Next, Ronaldo.
Next, Ronaldo.
Is he the next big guy in world football?
Yes.
Okay. There you have it.
Unless, I don't know.
I say
anything can go wrong.
I say no, but Karabo says yes. Your thoughts on Mbappe? Next, Cristiano Ronaldo? Face of football?
I think if he puts in a solid performance at the Euros, I think he, like I say, will be considered one of the best in the world.
Fair enough.
You know how the media can be, and
Fair enough. I get why they like him, and I like him. He's mature,
flashy.
The one thing about Mbappe, mature. I've never seen Pogba problems. I've never heard Neymar stuff. Considering what he's got, he could be Neymar and be he could fly everywhere. In COVID, I mean, he's young as well. How old is he?
I think he's like 21.
Yeah, he's a year older than
It's
me.
so crazy because he has all the power in Paris. He's huge. He could be getting up to all sorts of malarkey. Foden,
Greenwood.
See that stuff, and I know.
Don't you love Manchester?
Young people will tell you, Manchester on fleek. Young people will tell you, hey, you're just grumpy old man. That stuff matters. When I see it in Foden and stuff, that stuff matters to me. To me, as an older person, as I've seen people are who they are, Mbappe has all the power to be the biggest monster on earth, and he's just not. And you've never heard a complaint from a manager. He's never spoken out against any club. Like, that is the dream. If he can stay fit, he's almost going to be the perfect superstar for the next 10 years. If he can just stay fit, which unfortunately, I hate to, knock on wood, he's an awesome example for everybody. I love uniquely mature people. So good for him, dude.
Good for him.
Yeah, I hope
for you, Kylian.
I don't really like France, but I hope he does well.
There you go.
What did they do to you? Why?
I hope he does well. Uniquely mature, always wins.
Next team, Germany. Germany is on this list. They've won the tie with Spain in terms of winning the most titles at the Euros. I think watching Germany at the Euros would be interesting because they've got that griff. They've got a griff apparently. They've got the difficult group with France, Germany, and Hungary.
They've got a group with themselves?
Yep. This is just not working well for me. They've got the difficult group with France, Portugal, and Hungary. Sorry. So I think, from the get-go for Germany, it's make or break.
Germans always do well at tournaments.
They do, actually.
Every tournament.
Huh?
Yeah.
They do.
Because system over talent. And I can't preach that enough. Always. If you can get involved where there's good systems, I mean, they've got serious talent as well. Don't let it's been an anomaly over the last 18 months, okay? It's been down, whatever, it happens. But systems will always come through and their players will shine it. And I think they might win that group, actually. And put your money on the Germans. They're always good. They're always good. They're a machine.
Shout out Betway squad, huh?
Shout out. No longer shout out, but I used to shout them out, yeah.
Scotland is the last team on this list, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. So it says here that this is the first time that Scotland are going to be playing at the Euros for the first time in 22 years. That is my age minus 2.
Yeah. So Karabo hasn't been alive to have seen the last time. You would have seen it from a cot.
I would have. So I think just that aspect alone, they'll have a lot to sort of play for. I think I'm hoping it'll be one of those situations where, remember Iceland at one of the previous World Cups, you could see that they were there and they were completely in every game.
Yeah.
Did the thunderclap afterwards. The fans were involved. It was huge. So I really hope we see something similar from Scotland.
Yeah. Football's such a wonderful thing.
It is.
Scotland's going through some stuff at the moment. The Catholic Protestant divide is rearing its ugly head again on the ground. And I hope this can be that, like you're saying, that tournament. And then they just, even if it's just they hold it together for another 4 years because of this, awesome for the country. Like football's awesome like this. I mean, sport is awesome like this. Remember, you guys are too young. Obviously, 95. Magical time. Again, when Sia and the guys won, we have serious problems in South Africa. But even if just for a moment we get that like Gees vibe and your skin color doesn't matter, your religion doesn't matter, we won. Like that's awesome. Even if it's just 6 months, you remember, I don't know where you guys were when Sia and the boys brought it home, but it's kind of an unspoken vibe, like Karabo and his yoga mates might say, you know what I mean? Just like good vibrations all around. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope for the Scots, and that's a great way to use Iceland as an example. I like what you did there. I hope that can bring the country together because they are going through it right now.
I think the United Kingdom are going through some stuff, guys.
Well,
Not just Scotland, but the United Kingdom.
Yeah, nice.
On top of that,
That's a good one.
I think Scotland, they have a couple of good youngsters, surprise talent.
Mm-hmm.
Kieran Tierney. That's the only Scottish player that comes to mind.
Andy
Robertson.
Who's better?
Oh yeah. Shame on me.
A lot of their names are actually escaping my brain right now.
Those are the two that
But
that
I
matter.
did see
Scott
a couple
McTominay.
I did see a couple of their
another one.
qualifiers. They did. Watching their qualifiers was interesting too. So Scotland.
Just don't attack on the left.
Just don't.
Scotland's left is locked down. Robertson and Tierney. Just forget about it.
Just stop.
Attack the right. Yeah, because down the left there, and they're both two nasty buggers, and they are brilliant technique. Hey, listen, if Tierney didn't have hamstrings made of polystyrene, he would be worldy. But he's had, again, injured young is injured old. It's the Mbappe thing. I worry because he's such an explosive player, and Mbappe, similar. Mbappe, I would actually compare to Michael Owen and Pato. Just that explosive. And what happens to players is if your body hasn't sort of crystallized and you're still growing and you're that type of player, and Tierney is, I mean, when he's been on form, every Arsenal fan needs to be honest, he's your best player by a country mile. He's your biggest attacking threat. Because when he's on, blimey, I don't think he's as good as Robertson, but my God.
I'm just saying, I was the only one between you and Paolo when we did that lineup prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I think Liverpool were playing Arsenal or something.
I think he was injured. Or what did you say?
Why did I choose him? I chose him. I was the only one out of us three, and you guys were like, that is a terrible idea.
Over Robertson.
I think so.
No
yeah.
chance. No chance. There's no chance I would choose him over that. Robertson is just the complete act.
Robertson is fire.
You know, he'll whip it in. And also, there's a little bit more nastiness in Robertson, and I like that. I like that in a Champions League.
He's willing to hit Messi on the head, huh?
Listen, imagine both, though. Scotland should, although Tierney's probably not going to be fit, I hate to say it. He's shown me now. I mean, I think he started, 12 games?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
And I love him. But I've always said, sorry, availability is the greatest ability. And if you're not available, you can't be productive.
Tell them.
But awesome. Scotland, let's go.
Yeah.
Scott McTominay. You're a United fan, let's go. I heard he's the new Roy Keane.
There you go.
No.
Oh, is nobody saying? All right. Let's pull it back.
Let's stop the slander.
All right. That was okay. Garabo. Clearly, I attacked the fourth chakra there. And
Yeah.
I brought bad vibes.
You got to bring that one back into alignment, buddy.
Apologies.
So Portugal, France, Germany, Scotland,
Nice.
teams to watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, amongst many others. I was about to say Brazil, and then I realized the errors of my ways.
Yeah, because
So we'll
Brazil's
just-
mostly not in Europe. If you just use the classic map
Yeah,
that
yeah,
everyone
for sure.
uses. Tell me about
Classic
Italy in this tournament because they are terrible.
I don't think they qualified.
They didn't. Hey, they
No,
are.
they didn't. That was a big thing.
Yeah, that was huge.
That was a big thing.
What a joke. What a, do you have the full list of teams there?
I will have a look.
Yeah,
at
have a look. Like, how much of a joke is it that Italy are not in the revised world competition?
Yeah.
So there's 16. There's no Brazil. There's no Argentina. There's no Ivory Coast. There's no Chile. Like, these are the teams that would have. Oh man, that's going to be tough. They are not in it.
Yeah.
That is.
It's just not happening.
That
huh?
is Jokesville, Alabama, right there. Unbelievable. Italy not in it. I mean, what are we doing? It is embarrassing.
Sorry, this is taking a while. I'm getting 81 pop-ups.
Yeah, I mean, you should have just gone to the Euros website.
You mean the UEFA website?
Oh, is it UEFA?
Well, it is called the UEFA Euros. Anyway,
This is the guy who said, Chelsea's going to win how many Premier
is
Leagues in the next
correct,
decade?
but-
It lines up.
well, yeah. Anyway, so Group A, Turkey, Italy. Italy is
Okay, so they're there.
Oh.
Turkey, Italy, Wales,
All right, I take it back then.
Switzerland. Group B, Denmark.
Turkey, Italy.
Turkey, Italy, Wales, Switzerland.
Oh, that's not an easy group because Italy are not good right now. And Switzerland, they
No.
turn it on. They
Yeah.
got some players.
Yeah.
Yes.
They got some players.
Group B, Denmark, Finland, Belgium, Russia.
Did they just put all of the Scandinaves
They
in
did.
one group there? So Denmark,
Denmark, Finland, Belgium, Russia.
Finland, Belgium, Russia, and Belgium there should be quite easy.
Group C, Netherlands.
But Belgium, this is their last chance. The guys are getting old now. Hazard might just maybe Hazard will have had his baby by the time the tournament comes around, so he'll be in shape.
Wow.
No, sorry, I'm not interested. The guy is revoltingly overweight. It's disgusting that somebody paid 150 million pounds. One job, pal. You're not a single mother of three. Like, I can understand why they'd be carrying around extra weight. What is Eden Hazard's excuse?
My mom's a single mother of three. What you trying to say?
No, and your mom is, what kind of shape is she in?
Ooh,
Unbelievable shape.
Great shape. Good save. Good
Oh,
save.
no, but I'm
Come
not
on.
just saying that because she's somebody I love. She is an unbelievable shape. In fact, she was going through the most at a stage in life. And no, I want to talk real things, and it's a great story. I should probably actually have her in on my other podcast, but she's in great. So, in fact, there's no reason Eden Hazard can't be on your mom's disciplinary sort of regime. There we go.
Fair enough.
There we go.
I don't want to speak about people's mothers, so I'm just here.
No, listen, Eden Hazard. I'm sorry, it is disgusting. There is no reason for him to come into the season overweight. You're a 150 million pound asset. Listen, get out of bed, bro. Just waddle in the pool a little bit. You can't come in looking like that. What's a guy retaining water in his feet? That's what happens to women that are pregnant, James. I don't know if you know that. You ever known anyone who's pregnant?
I knew my mom when she was
You
pregnant.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, yes, I did.
By the way, bit of a
Because I
cheapskate.
do have a younger brother.
James, bit of a cheapskate.
Yes.
You took 9 months in your mom's belly. You didn't pay rent. I don't know if you've actually thought about that before. Bit of a cheapskate you are.
I did pay rent when I turned, I think, 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you pay the accrual though? Because it was 9 months mostly eating your mom's food. Whenever she was eating, you were getting half of that. You must think about this stuff, James. Don't be like Karabo and hate your own mother. That's not a cool way to live. All right, what's next?
Karabo, I'm gonna move on with the Euros
what's
to
the next
save
group?
to save you
Sure.
the pain.
Okay.
Group C: Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, and
North Macedonia.
wild card North Macedonia.
Hey, nobody wants a South Macedonian in that group.
No.
Get the South the hell out of here. Huh?
Get the East
What
out
happened
of
there?
there.
What happened to South Macedonia? Do they just hate them?
Apparently they won't get enough.
Do you know the story there, Karabo? Why only the North Macedonians in there?
Chakras don't line up.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well
There you
said.
go.
They
Look
don't
at
have
that.
yoga mats and what do you call it? Active way. That's what Karabo's people there. They shop in their active way.
Oh, you drink your coffee at Mug and Bean.
Yeah, and for God's sake, save the turtles. Get your own coffee cup that you can reuse.
Also, stop using a straw.
Plastic is murder. What's the next group?
I love where we are right now. Group D: England, Croatia, Scotland, and Czech Republic.
Oh, that's tough on Scotland.
That's actually an interesting group because none of those teams are terrible.
Are there fans, by the way, for Euros?
I was about to ask the same question.
Because-
I think there might be.
My
I
God.
could be wrong.
England, Scotland. That is a
Oh,
real. By the way,
boy.
a year and a half
Oh,
ago,
boy.
the Scottish voted, they want the referendum. Half the country, or not the half. Some people want to get the hell out of the UK, and they don't want to be under the
Oof.
and that is real, by the way.
Lol.
Listen, having been to Scotland, they do not like the English.
Hashtag lol.
They do. That's gonna be awesome. Hey, you know what? When is the Euros?
It
In,
starts in June.
We red listed, huh? I was hoping to maybe get to that.
Red listed?
Yeah, we can't fly to the UK, I think, huh? Can we?
Probably not now.
Yeah, I doubt
Doubt
it.
it.
Would be nice to go because it's in a couple of countries, huh?
It
But
is.
my God, England, Scotland. That's already tick that. I'm watching that game. I don't like international football, but that is. Hopefully, they can get some fans in.
That'd be good.
The police are gonna. Where is that game? Can you maybe have a look at that fixture quick? See if you can find it, because they are gonna have to have.
Some fantastic security.
You are going to. Those lads from Glasgow do not play around. Listen, I've been to.
I'm not going to find it actually
Yeah.
because we have to.
We'll do our thing.
We have to do the deep dive with Paolo.
All right. Listen, if you ever want to travel to watch sports events, Rangers Celtic is a real thing.
Anfield Road.
I've done the Merseyside derby, nowhere near the acrimony of what you get Celtic Rangers, because that's the Liverpool Everton divide. It's like across the river, right? There is that divide.
There's a
Blah blah blah.
park.
You've got to understand that Celtic and Rangers are divided across thousands of years of history. First of all, the British treated, remember, the Catholics and the Protestants differently even then, and then you talk about even now the acrimony that exists and how real it is now. They're fighting still now. I mean, you go to Northern Ireland, they still have problems now on that divide, and that is a real thing. Hey, we know what religion can. So bring that into it. Oh my gosh.
Gonna be
the only-
electric.
Honestly, the only craziest thing I've ever been in is the Super Classico. Because that, I don't know what that is. That's not actually the real world. It's the fourth dimension. Karabo knows what I'm saying. The sixth dimension is ascension, obviously. James, if you're woke and conscious like me and Karabo, you actually know that we actually live in the third dimension. But
I'm
actually,
astral projecting right now. You just don't know it.
astral projecting. That is,
You just don't know
I'm
it.
juiced by that word. James has no clue what that means. You are, dude.
I don't like where we are.
Man.
I don't like where we went.
Guys, this show has been
I never
enlightened.
will.
This show's been so enlightened. Karabo's just bringing sort of a light energy to this show, and it's amazing. What's the next group?
That's it.
By the way,
I don't have anything else.
Was that the only group?
No. Group E: Spain, Sweden, Poland, Slovakia, and then Group F: Hungary, Portugal, France, Germany. That's the group of death.
This is Sweden with Ibra out of retirement.
Put that on hold. He's
Injured.
No,
He
there's some,
Oh.
he did get injured on the weekend.
He's in a bit of trouble.
But
Oh.
he's involved in some gambling stuff. Allegedly.
Oh, yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
To
Yeah.
be clear,
I did read about
allegedly,
that.
He is.
allegedly, Ibra is
Nobody is.
definitely involved, but that's alleged. Sources have not confirmed. I don't have a source on that, so I'm saying allegedly.
Got to get them
So-
condiments, son. Because he said sauces.
Let's move on. Sorry, like that probably brought down your fourth chakra, and I totally understand. James, I'm sad at what you did there.
I'm
That's
sorry.
why I've lowered my
Let
voice.
Let me just continue doing social media. with
Yeah,
James.
let's. What else we got, James?
Anyway, those are all the groups for Euros. Interesting.
We kind of went left there, huh? Did you have other social media stuff?
I've got one more than comments YouTube.
Love it.
Sky Sports was reporting this morning that Tottenham Football Club are putting a fan on the board of directors after the whole Super League thing. So he's going to sit on the board at Tottenham Football Club and almost do it on a sort of consultancy basis, from what I understand. So I think interesting. I think it's the first club to actually make a move in an attempt to
Chelsea.
please fans.
Chelsea first.
Oh, sorry, I
first
forgot
club.
Chelsea is.
No. Well, I'm just telling you, Chelsea were the first club to go with involve fans. Your thoughts, guys, on that? Have a fan? Just pull in there. Old Mikey. All right, Mike, sit in the corner there. We're just going to discuss a $1 trillion deal we're doing with HP.
This is John W. Henry. I don't know if you guys met.
Or like Melissa.
Yeah,
Like old Melissa, 65-year-old Melissa.
she's like an accountant.
Yeah,
lady.
she worked at she was a cleaner at the government facility for 35 years, and she's now the representative.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Your thoughts, Garabo? Bring a fan in there?
This is nonsense. This is nonsense. This is
Jeez.
the most inflammatory article I've possibly heard in the past this whole year. Because this is something that exists with no other reason but to shut fans up. That's all this is.
A bit of
Do
PR.
we have his name? Do we have
Her
his
name? Whoa,
Her-
sexist there.
Do we have their name? No genders
I
yet.
don't
Could be
think
a
so.
lady.
I don't think they would release a name.
Yeah, exactly.
Could
yeah.
be a lady.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But
Fiction.
do you not think it'll be the head of the supporters trust or whatever it is?
Probably would be someone who's
Doesn't
involved.
the article say? I'm
Uh,
pretty sure that the Tottenham head of supporters trust will be.
I'm looking now, but I can tell you they wouldn't bring some dude from a mine to like chair the Tottenham supporters.
What's wrong with mine workers?
Yeah, that's tough, James. I mean, I come from the working class myself. I'm not. Wow. Tendencies, huh? Wow. So you've seen, James, two things you've revealed about yourself today. You think women are possessions, which is an awkward conversation for you and your girlfriend to have after the show. But then you also think coal workers can't actually move up in their lives. A real thing, James, called social mobility. I know it's... James, what you're really saying is that the fallacy of capitalism to suggest that social mobility is a tool for the proletariat to improve their lives is really just a ruse by the bourgeoisie to keep them down. Maybe that's what you're saying, huh?
What I was saying is they're not going to bring a random dude who's completely out of touch with Tottenham Hotspur just because he lives in London. That's where I was going with that.
It's not what he said.
I didn't like all of the words that you used. They're the big ones because I didn't understand what most of them meant.
Neither did I.
But here we are.
Neither did I. I actually didn't know. I
He-
Googled a
he's
lot
just-
of them this morning.
He's just speaking in cursive, man.
Yeah.
Drop it.
I didn't actually know what I was talking about. All right, so James thinks women are possessions and coal miners should never be allowed to improve their lives. Shout out to James Illingsley from the north of Johannesburg. All right, James, what we got left, pal? Is that social media with James? Any more hate for any class of society that you think, keep them down there?
No, we do have YouTube comments.
All
though.
right, let's take some comments. I'm feeling good about that. Let's do it, Jimbo.
Let's jump in,
Let's
huh?
finish strong, big guy. Let's finish strong.
Are you calling me fat? Are you body shaming me?
Wow. Okay. Whew, James, let's just read the comments. You've clearly got some stuff going on because
You
they're
called me big guy.
okay. Whew. Okay? Do you want to talk about your weight? Are you going through some weight stuff?
No,
Because okay, so we're not going to talk about it
No.
because we can if
No,
you
no.
want to,
Good.
and I'll let you say what you've got to
No, I'm
say.
good.
I'm not going to get involved in that.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Garabo, you want to talk about James's weight before we get into the social media comments?
No.
All right.
Fine, Karabo. I wanted to talk about your weight, but now I don't.
Wow.
That's where I am.
All right.
I was going to say your hair looked good, but I'll take that back.
Yes. Yeah. Because we were both discussing that. Garabo earlier was saying, wow, I wonder what conditioner James uses.
So
Now.
voluminous.
Yeah. God, so much body. I don't know if you use the hair, James. It's my body. All right, let's get into it. Let's get the comments.
Rickus says, Mbelelo, as a United fan, you are the reason why I sincerely hope that City crushes Chelsea in the final.
In the words of the great Floyd Mayweather, whether you come to watch me lose or you come to watch me win, either way, I'm collecting.
Rickus, I'm on your side. Andrew Harrison says, Mbelelo, you're the one just saying no. That was when we were talking about Chelsea City. I'm not sure what you were saying no about, though.
No, I said you guys are just saying no. So he's suggesting that I'm the one saying no.
Oh, right. Okay. Then Andrew Harrison also said, ha 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 ha. Whole different hemispheres. Ha 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 ha.
That was on Christian Bale.
He was laughing at your joke.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was a good laugh, huh?
Hardy har.
Paulo Diaz, I said it once, I'll say it again. Paulo looks super handsome today.
Awesome. That's awesome, dude.
Zapeta says, Mbelelo, a superhero movie can be a great movie / story that just has superheroes in it. Do you have an issue with Inception as well, or The Social Network? Zapeta, what a guy.
Both
What a one.
hugely overrated films. But again, listen, when you put a marketing machine, guys, I work in this world. Put enough of a marketing, like, there's nobody on earth who thinks Leonardo DiCaprio. Let me tell you, Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp, same guy. Let me tell you why. C-class actors, A-list stars. That's all they are. Both. So don't tell me that having Leonardo DiCaprio isn't helping you think Inception is a good movie. I could live without it. It's not making my top 50. So listen, we live in a world where if there's a marketing machine behind something, Britney Spears will be able to sell more copies than Nora Jones. There's a reason for that. So, no, Inception, and what was the other one?
Social Network.
Oh, for God's sake. All right, let's go to the next
Whoa. For God's sake, what?
Do me a favor.
No, I'm passionate about that movie. Let's go. Let's dance.
Do me a favor. We don't have the time. Social, really? Is that what we're talking about at the height of filmmaking? Come on. No. We're moving on. I'm not having Social Network being discussed, honestly.
Okay. That's
Social
your loss.
Network
That's
is
your
not
loss.
as good as the first Matrix. And they made that. I gotta tread
What the
carefully.
hell kind of comparison is that?
The directors are now sisters. They were brothers then when they made it. And
Yeah.
that's all I'm willing to say on that. I gotta be very careful on that. They are both.
Wachowski sisters, yeah.
They are now though.
No, you're lying.
The Wachowski sisters.
We're not talking about it. James, move on. Move on.
Can you tell me after the show?
Move on.
It's just that. They're sisters now.
Let's move on. I'm not okay. If James, I would at this point like to say the owner of this show, any thoughts James has, James's thoughts do not reflect those of the owner of the show. Should he ask any questions moving forward about two talented filmmakers?
Okay, first of all, you're making out like I'm some heavy, like narrow-minded person. Okay.
He's projecting about movies. You see how he's talking about The Dark Knight?
No,
He's
no,
projecting right now.
I'm
That's
not
what
saying.
he's-
I was
yeah.
just talking about two talented directors who made The Matrix. You could go anywhere with it. I just want people to be clear
Yeah.
that I'm not touching that one. Whatever James says, I'm not involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you have any thoughts, James? I prefer you didn't.
I'd prefer I didn't.
Cool.
And I think a lot of people prefer I
Yeah.
didn't.
Let's move on.
Paula says, for someone who lives in tracksuit pants, Mbelelo spends a lot of time being a fancy pants.
It's true. All functional though. Hey, give me great coffee. I don't drink anything that's not single origin.
Lame.
And I refuse to sleep on a bed if it's not posturepedic, baby.
Also lame. Shimmy says, money goes a long way to being successful. That also explains why City and Chelsea have long-term success.
100%. Money alone is not enough. Money with leadership. That's why Chelsea and City have been really unstoppable.
Chelsea have been stoppable.
Chelsea
and they have been stopped.
very stoppable.
All right. That's what you say. Hey, there you have it.
Chelsea have been as stoppable as a 3-year-old at a preschool.
There you have it. There you have it.
Pretty
Anyway.
stoppable.
Chelsea are
Yeah.
stoppable.
Zapeta says, so you're saying City and Chelsea will do what Man United and Arsenal did in the late 90s and 2000s?
I am saying that because they had both clubs at the time. Remember, Broad and Wenger, there was a plan. Fergie from 86, there was a plan. And both clubs spent the most money until some Russian guy popped over and then changed everything.
Who now can't actually go into the country where he owns a club.
Beauty of money now, it don't matter, baby. It don't matter. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in the Panama Papers, his family's trust was in like the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
So money is just ones and zeros moving across
Good
the world
Lord.
now, baby.
Rikas says, Mbalelo, I don't agree with you that if Pep leaves, the winning culture will continue. Ferguson also built a winning culture. It took Moyes 6 months to turn United into Everton.
Brutal, but I've already seen City win with Mancini, get rid of him, win with Pellegrini, get rid of him, win with Pep. I care about patterns in life. I observe patterns. That's how I move along. So I've seen them move on from 2 managers and win. I don't see why they'd stop now.
Also, that squad is it gets stronger
Everything's
single
perfect.
year.
Everything's
Really?
perfect at City right now.
I wouldn't change a thing.
It's the most stable organization in the United Kingdom.
Rikas just popped off
Mhm.
at one point. Chelsea is probably the most unstable club in England. Chelsea will not win anything in the next decade. They can barely keep a manager for a season. Tuchel is Di Matteo 2.0. I said that, nailed it. We all know how great it started, and we all know how it ended. I said that too. Nailed it.
You did. Di Matteo will tell you I did something very rare in the United Kingdom, an FA Cup and a Champions League double. So, good. So if you think that's a terrible thing to do, I can't help you there.
Andrew Harrison says, nah, James, Chelsea have dominated over the last 15 years with almost as many managers. Their MO does not depend on the manager. Agree to disagree. I don't see Chelsea being dominant over the next decade. I don't.
Fair enough.
That's just not.
It's just how you feel.
I'm just in touch with my emotions.
I hear you, dude.
You know?
I hear you. Hey, Jeff Bezos probably woke up saying, "Nah, I feel like I should invest $1 trillion in, I don't know, snake oil today." No, not how it works.
Maybe I need to realign my chakras.
Well said.
Don't-
Well said.
Can you help me after the show?
Sure.
Sick. Rikas says, if it did not matter who the manager was, then Lampard would have been successful. If Chelsea have a crap manager, then they'll be like Arsenal. Mourinho wants something because he is great.
Not alone. Abramovich is great, right? The playing squad's great, and then you insert the manager. They have to be great. Arsenal have spent the 4th most over the last decade, by the way, in English football. So please don't think they aren't spending. But when you don't have the manager and the playing staff, it's not good enough just to have a good manager. Unai Emery was at Sevilla and won 3 Europa League titles in a row. He's not the problem. Man United are showing you that it's not enough just to spend money. So the thing about Chelsea, Mourinho is great, but he doesn't win without Abramovich's money. Like, you need that. You need a stable, and Michael Emerlano was the top technical guy in European football for 10 years. Mourinho doesn't win without those guys. Sorry, it's not good enough to be a great manager. Zinedine Zidane does not win. Fergie does not win without outspending the league for 15 years. People must stop this rubbish of Fergie won with the kids. He did not. He won with Bruce, with Pallister, with Schmeichel, with Mark Hughes being the spine of that team. The kids got sprinkled in. Money wins, for sure. Not money on its own. So Lampard, I'm afraid, just didn't have the playing staff. And Chelsea had ownership great, playing staff, we're not sure, manager not good enough. Okay, you're going to get exposed. It happens. But Chelsea have done it before. They will move on. And they're in an FA Cup final and a Champions League final. So,
Which they won't win. Andrew Harrison says Chelsea sacked their manager and ended up in the Champions League final, FA Cup final, and likely top 4. If Tuchel does not work, he's out and the next guy is in, but they'll be in finals with the next guy.
You're
Well, you
wrong.
guys-
You're wrong.
Agreed.
But okay.
Ricker says, if Chelsea had this great plan and still only won 2 titles, I would rather carry on without a plan. Yes, Fergie is gone. It does not mean Chelsea will be great. There is only one team, and that is City.
That's exactly what I was saying.
And that was coming from a Man United fan.
Rikus. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Kutle says, what teams can learn from Chelsea and Man City is to have a transfer policy above all else.
I 100% agree.
For
And
sure.
But you know, again, like the two youngsters have said, they don't think Chelsea's going to win. But for me, I always think if you have a plan, you're going to win. Man United don't have a plan. Liverpool don't have a plan. The only two clubs in England, for me, at the sharp end, that have shown me in the last 15 years, 20 years, that they have a plan. Fergie aside, because Fergie had a plan. My God, it was a 27-year plan. Solid stuff. City and Chelsea are the only people where it's clear what the plan is. Everyone else is scrambling. I don't know. Honestly, I know what Chelsea are going to be in 5 years. I have no clue. United could be through 4 managers in 5 years. The Ollie thing bombs next season. People say, oh, Ollie bought players that suited Ollie. Where was the technical team? At Chelsea, it is clear where we're going, by the way. As soon as the manager sits down, excuse me, we will buy, hypothetically, Haaland and we'll get Bellingham. I'm just saying, you will coach that. Would you like the job? No, thank you. All right, keep going. Allegri, take a seat. Here's what needs to. At United, what's happening, dude? That's not how you win in life. You need a template to win. Winning is a boring Groundhog Day formula. So I like that. You need a policy, bro. System over talent, people. City, Man United. Man City and Chelsea.
Pimo says Sissoko, Kante, Blaise Matuidi, some of the shining stars.
No, that's the bedrock. Everything else is icing. Mbappe is not the star of France. That's why they win. Because you know what happens when you make Mbappe their star? PSG happens. He's in a bad mood. It doesn't work. It's a little bit cold. Man City are good. And he's a flair player.
Yeah.
Flair players don't like to be uncomfortable. You put Matuidi, Sissoko, and Kante. Listen, we can play in the Ukraine. You're not beating that midfield. And then Mbappe can shine because he's got one-on-one, right? He's got one-on-one coverage. When you got a temperamental Verratti, Paredes, and there's no character to your team and you have to be the main guy, Man City are a proper team. They got Fernandinho. Because you watch what happened in that game, right? What happened? Fernandinho bullied Verratti and all these guys. So Mbappe now is in a situation where he's not getting the ball one-on-one. You know what's happening? Is he's got Kyle Walker and Bruno's, who's the other, Bernardo Silva is tucking in and he's got 2-on-1. Oh, sorry. No, this is a real team. At France, you know what happens is don't worry about it. Antoine Griezmann says, don't worry about it. I'll take the 3-on-1 because actually I'm a full-on technical player. I can do everything. Mbappe, you'll get the 1-on-1 and the counter attack. He doesn't need to do anything in the France team. He's not the center of the team, and you got these guys. My God, football hasn't changed in forever. It's one in the midfield.
Yeah,
the Mbappe is icing, and it's why no great team has Cristiano Ronaldo as the star. I know everybody thinks he was the star at Man United. He wasn't. He was icing because the team was Vidic, Carrick, Ferdinand, and Edwin van der Sar. So Ronaldo, you go do your thing, but without that, you can't win. You want to win under Jurgen Klopp? It's Virgil van Dijk. It's who's the Brazilian? Fabinho. It's Henderson. It's Gini Wijnaldum. Where's that? That's boring. Engine room. Because character can travel. The nice thing about having character, and that's what it is. It's character in the middle, right? Character can travel. Rainy day, sunny day, they kicking us, it doesn't matter. That can travel. Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, that travels. Flair doesn't travel. Because if it's raining, Mbappe doesn't really want to take the one-on-one tackle. You come against Dani Alves, Mbappe doesn't want that. And I can't have that. I can build on that. And I totally agree there. Karabo, good having you in today.
thanks for having me.
Great dreads. Sketchy takes on films. But I like that your third eye's open, bro.
Great.
Keep that third eye open. Third Eye Blind, a great film, a great band from the 90s. James, good stuff. Good flow, good hair. Some questionable stuff on how you and your girlfriend are having a conversation this afternoon, huh? That is going to be tough.
A lot of the things you said, I didn't say, so.
So, that's
Each
James.
to their own.
James with tendencies. Guys, great show today.
Good stuff.
Good to have both of you and big producing from both of you guys. Really, really liked it. Liked having both of you here. Garabo, you brought a light to the energy of this room. And I'm glad we had the crystals here. You know what I mean?
Chakras, huh?
They came to light as soon as Karabo came in.
Is it chakras or chakras?
We can talk about that off air. That's Karabo can educate us. My name is MKT. He's been James Ellingsley.
He has.
This has been Cliff Central Sport. We had Karabo aligning our chakras today. We talked sport. We talked movies. We just talked in general, and you joined us, and that was good. Before you go, please click like on YouTube if you're still with us. Otherwise, if you are after the podcast, there is a great technology called Cliff Central app, or there's cliffcentral.com. Or if you're a heathen like Karabo, not only does he think his mother is second rate, he doesn't believe he has to wake up for her to go and share lunch with her, but he still thinks Spotify is a good app for podcasts. But it's not actually. It's a terrible thing. But even worse is James. James thinks Google Podcasts, I'll go there. All right, fine. Go and get it there. It's called the MKT Show. Download it, like it, rate it. Give it, 6 stars. Not selfish if you're on Apple Podcasts. I'll take 5 stars. If the most you can give me is 5 stars, I prefer 6, obviously. Best sports show in the world. But c'est la vie, Go and like us. But if you're on Apple Podcasts, rate us. But ideally, you should be using Pocket Casts if you're smart like me. All right. Great show. I'm really happy about what we did on the 12th of May in season 2 of COVID 2021. I'm really, really happy. James, good stuff. Karabo, great stuff. This has been an awesome day. This is the MKT Show. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are the hell out of here.